Alright, here it is, game 3. If you did not watch game 1 and 2, I'll put the card up in the top right. Jump back into this. If you didn't realize, we're doing post-commentary. So my microphone did not record games 1 through 3, so I had to do post-commentary afterwards, but it's kind of nice because I had to explain my thoughts a little bit as we go. It looks like Dillon won the roll here, and he leads on a Krillin's Trick and rejuvenates. Krillin's Trick, I think, is interesting. I've discussed it at length. I don't think it's great in the beatdown deck, but in this matchup, it matters a lot. Play Battle Terms and an Untroubled Mind, which is good. Good cards to lead off on. It also means I can get rid of his Krillin's Trick pretty comfortably here. It is a little awkward because his drills really matter in this matchup a lot, but Krillin's Trick does too. Got a Goku's Dragon Ball capture. Can't remember if he enters here or not. Looks like he's not. Yeah. His physical stances are worse than mine, but they're still playable. For Dragon Ball, capture is really important. Got a Smirk. Roshi's Calming, which is irrelevant. I look like I'm getting to enter here. I rejuvenate a Piccolo's physical defense. So I remember this game. This game was really weird. So my card in my hand right now is Orange Lifting Drill, but I haven't played it yet. And the reason I haven't played it yet is because I'm trying to see if I can bait him into playing like an orange restraint or what have you, joint restraint drill. I'm trying to see if I can get at least a 2-for-1 out of it because his drills are super powerful in this game. So I'm holding it in my hand because there wasn't really a reason to play it there. I have Untroubled Mind and Battle Terms in play, and there's not really any punishment for being in my hand too much. So he ends up leading on his physical attack. His turn, get rid of a joint restraint. And I energy attack him back to use up my stages. So I got a focusing drill and a joint restraint drill there. 2 balls on the bottom there. Notably here I have Smirk for ball 5 or ball 1 to go to full. So I'm just trying to use as many of my stages, absorb damage, and then plan on smirking at the end, basically, to gain my stages back to use as a buffer and to use for attacks. Blue Round Throw is a huge card, so yeah, I'm 2 above 0, so I'm at, what, 900 or 600 or something. 7 stages here. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Battle Terms is Krillin's Trick. I have to get rid of Krillin's Trick first before I use my Smirk because he can just capture the ball back otherwise for free. The other advantage of doing this later is that I get to let him use his attacks first before I do. Search for a ball, but I do have to take some damage, which is unfortunate. So I've taken 10 life cards already this combat. Got 1 card in his hand. Debating what to do. I'll go for Untroubled Mind, because again, I really do not want him to capture a ball back without maybe only get it back. Passes. I use Smirk. Almost certainly getting ball 5 here. Can't imagine another ball I would get. Ball 3 when you're not worried about your stages is better in this spot, but ball 5 is perfect for this spot. Draw 2 cards. Cards back in my deck. Go to full, notably, because again, he's the physical beats deck. He doesn't have a joint restraint drill in play, but ball 5 will help buffer me and gets that card advantage that's so important. Two. On the bottom, they're 2 non-combats, notably. So he captures it back, which was really unfortunate, but mostly because he gets to draw 2 cards. That was the basically I was hoping, because he didn't have any other attacks. I was hoping he didn't have that left. And then he blocks it. So it's one of those so awkward things where like it feels like you can't possibly be in trouble, but Goku's physical. Luckily, this one hits. That was huge because I can cap that ball back. Back to full. Draw 2 more cards. Rejuvenate 2. And one of them was physical stance, which matters a lot in this matchup. Passes. What did I draw? Can't remember. He entered, I clarified. Combat's been pretty long because there's been a lot of card draw. Here, I'm just debating on what to play. I really don't remember what I had in my hand this turn, to be honest. I know I'm looking. I think I have ball 7 in my hand. I think I drew ball 7. Like, debating on how to, like, go about this. So my hand was just basically a fistful of non-combats here, which is really unfortunate because I drew 4 cards this combat, and he entered it, so, like, if I had drawn attacks here, it would have been much better, but the thing about this format is you need to play, like, 30 non-combats in your deck, no matter, even if you're beat down, because you just need all the balls, you need all the ball searchers, you need all the Goku's capturing drills, you need all the ways to delete, to get rid of all the drills. So here, ball 7, I basically say, I'm just going to get 3 non-combats and put them on top of my deck, because I want to be able to set up. Don't remember what I discard here. So I think I discard the sweeping drill, because he has nothing on the board here. I get rid of Nappa's energy aura because he's more of a physical deck, and appraisal and battle terms. So I basically get rid of a bunch of non-combat hate. And I basically say, I'm just going to draw all non-combats this turn and play them all this turn. Eyes of the Dragon, Saiyan Appraisal that I drew, and Lucky Break, I think, was the card in my hand the whole time. He draws the Lifting Drill, but I just have the Knee Pick Drill in play currently. But the Focusing Drill right behind it's really unfortunate. And so it basically leads me to this board state where it's really hard to get rid of his drills. And again, I think Focusing Drill is a drill I dismissed a little too quickly when I was thinking about what I was doing. So I do get to draw an extra card on Knee Pick Drill entering combat here. Need to capitalize on my advantage. Notably, I have Lucky Break and Ball 3s in my deck. Lead on... I don't remember the name of this card. Saiyan... Can't remember the name of it. The energy for 6, Saiyan only. Uses his power here. So if he's leading on his power, he's probably in rough shape, because I entered on him and I don't think he had much in his hand. For Dragon Ball capture. So I just fire this off because I don't suspect that he's actually going to have anything. My hand is loaded. Trying to maximize my power stages here. My power. Passing. I go for Goku's Lucky Break. Go search for... Probably Ball 3. Yeah, it's gotta be Ball 3. He was asking me if Dragon Ball Combat was RFG, but it's not. Alright. He's passing. He's got a fistful of hand cards, but passing this whole time. Goku's physical attack, or Goku's attack. He does have the Nappa's physical resistance, so that's good to know. At least that baited out of him. Important. Appraisal maneuver. I think I should have done this earlier, where like I maximized how many of the cards I hit. We're doing the whole what do you have in your discard pile, what do you have in your game pile here. 2 Piccolo's flights, notably. The card has been more annoying in this matchup than I anticipated, for sure. It's mostly that it's card advantage. Directly. I end up appraisaling here. I think I go for Goku's capturing. I debated for a long time, I think, that I went for capturing draw. I don't have my own in play. If I didn't have my own, I did have my own in play already, I wouldn't be about his. I have way more ball searchers than he does currently, based on how this turn's gone. I think I just go for Goku's capturing drill ultimately. I thought about joint restraint. I actually thought about Krillin's trick and Piccolo's flight, but he already had like 1 or 2 of both of those in his discard pile, so I ended up going against it. So I just get for the capturing drills. Here he was talking about how he forgot that he was Goku, so he could play all 4 of the capturing drills, which I find funny because that was like one of the like 3 main reasons I went Goku, among other things, playing 4 of. I'm 1 above 0. Here, I think he final physicals. Take him. I take 3 here. Physical resistance being discarded mattered. Sure, that's one of the best cards against him is the 2 stop balls. Still have a lot of cards in my hand at Goku's plan here, and I'm going to go for Eyes of the Dragon, almost certainly. And I think I get ball 4 here. So I was saving Eyes of the Dragon just in case yeah, I accidentally RFG, and then Nick comes to save the day and tell me it's not RFG. That was the first time I made that mistake. So I get ball 4, yeah. So basically, I was waiting on Eyes as long as I could possibly wait, just in case he stole a ball, because you get to steal like a ball back afterwards, really cracked. So in case he had like for Dragon Ball capture or something. But ball 4 is huge here because it protects my knee pick drill notably from his orange lifting drill. Orange lifting drill is a weird card because it's been errated, so you can only use it if you enter it as the attacker, and you have to use it in place of an attack. But one thing I didn't anticipate here is I level. And me leveling, I think, was terrible. I don't use my level 2 at all. But hilariously, level 2 is exactly the same as high tech level 1. I just started at a higher power stage, but I don't really have physical attacks in my deck to use. So I use it here to do some chip damage. He had already, that's right, I mentioned that he had already stopped all physical attacks. It didn't matter. So leveling there, actually, I think is bad. I don't want to level. But I think ball 4 was too good, so. He drew a bunch of non-combats on the turn that I ball 4'd him, which is really unfortunate. I was really hoping he drew actual like attacks and stuff, but he just drew a bunch of non-combats anyway, so it ended up not being great for me. But I think it was worth protecting my knee pick drill. I do finally draw capturing drill. He has an untroubled mind in play though, which is unfortunate. So it's going to be short-lived. Oh, notably, this is funny. I forgot about this. So I was planning on protecting my knee pick drill with ball 4, but I leveled, so I lost the knee pick drill, which can matter for sure. Did forget about that. Just this moment. I realized that I only had capturing drill in play. But again, that combo is huge. I did a lot of damage that combat. I did probably like 20 life cards plus. And so here I was talking about how I made a mistake here because I ended up keeping Ended up keeping Goku's capturing drill, but I forgot that I had leveled and that knee pick drill wouldn't be around. And so it would have been better to keep that Earth Dragon Ball capture in my discard pile because the Goku's capturing drill wasn't going to matter. He was just had Untroubled Mind is focused in play. He drew that. I didn't know about that, but he had lifting drill in play. So I should have really considered just keeping Earth Dragon Ball capture and not worrying about capturing drill. I think in retrospect that was a mistake. So he gives the Vegeta's plans. Go with this bevy of non-combats. Immediately lifting drills my capturing drill out of the way. Reasonable. I lead on my attack. So if I remember correctly, I did not draw much here. And that's the thing about this format is like you have to play that. I mentioned already in this video. You have to play for like 30 to 40 non-combats in your deck, no matter what. Probably 25 is like the lowest I can imagine playing that. You know, a 30-year deck. So here, Krillin's trick is again coming in clutch. Seals ball 3, which is correct. Ball 3 does a lot of extra damage. Had a Goku's attack in my hand. Held it, trying to bait him into capturing a ball so he could capture it back. But he has Goku's truce. He was running a lot more blocks than I was. So he was just running more Omni blocks, more stop balls. Yeah, more Omni blocks. He had the same number of stop balls. Playing Piccolo's flights, which I didn't think was good. The interesting thing is, like, I really need to ask him afterwards because I'm curious. I feel like he was having all those blocks in his deck. I feel like made him much worse into ball decks. But I think he beat most of the ball decks he played. So I'm curious about that because I feel like, yeah, the blocks were not very good against ball. You maybe wanted a couple to stop like very specific attacks. So here we're doing the figure out what you have in your discard pile stuff for appraisal maneuver because I don't have much going on. So this is the basically what it comes down to is he's going to end up with a lot of the important balls this combat because he drew removal for my capturing drill. I think that probably the most pivotal play so far this game has been me not recognizing how bad capturing drill was going to be there. Given that he had the onboard lifting drill that I knew about that I could not get rid of. I think I should have kept Earth Dragon Ball capture this combat because if I had, I would have been able to capture back ball 3 here, which would have been important getting me back into it. I would have drawn a card, drawn 3 cards rather, and I could have drawn some actual gas, hopefully. I could have even potentially tried to wait it out until towards the end of the combat as well. Here I end up appraisaling. I think I get a Vegeta's Smirk. So he doesn't have that many cards left in his deck. I did do a absolutely metric ton of damage earlier. His deck is really slim. Alright, get rid of a hidden power level. Running out of ways to gain stages. Goku's attack for 5. Another way to gain stage is gone. 2 Earth Dragon Ball captures stings. Steals another ball. Ball 5 and ball 3 are the 2 important ones for. Now he's basically getting me back for that combat. And that's like the variance where, like, that earlier combat, I drew all the balls and I did all the damage in one turn. Now it's the other way around where I have a fistful of non-combats and he has all the attacks and all the balls, so So he just got done commenting he didn't draw a single attack, which is huge because this combat could have been way, 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 way worse. We're talking about who has which balls. I have 7 and 4. He has 2 on his side, and then he has my ball 5, my ball 3. I think I had like almost 30 cards here, if I remember correctly. I have like probably like a time and a half more than he does in cards, maybe 2 times. On a physical for 2. So it's interesting because like if I had kept Dragon Ball Capture and I held it until this point and he final physicals me there, and I rip ball 3 from him, and I chain it into some attacks, and I rip ball 5 from back from him. He drew 3 Dragon Balls that turn, which is crazy. So 4 gets removed from the game, 6 and 2 go on, 6 and 1 go on the bottom because we haven't played them yet. In fact, they're the only 2 not in play. They just drew all non-combats and Dragon Balls basically, which is crazy. I discard my own non-combat here. Untroubled Mind is not really that relevant because he has Lifting Drill in play, so I decided not to keep it. It is interesting because like mostly it's like my drills don't matter too much. I do draw battle terms hilariously. It's like Vegeta's Dragon Ball Capture is an interesting card here. I draw the ball 1. I got a full, which is really nice. I draw an extra card. Play another Vegeta's Plans. And I will Untroubled Mind back on the bottom. So this is where we're talking about how Vegeta's capturing. Vegeta Dragon Ball Capture works. So Vegeta's Dragon Ball Capture is you can put 2 cards, 2 Dragon Balls controlled by one player on the bottom of their own libraries. So I can hit balls that he stole from me. I can put back in my deck, and the other way around. I can put his balls he controls on the bottom of his deck. So they both have to be under his control, but I can get either player's ball back on the bottom of their decks. Debating if he wants to enter here. Yeah, so we got ball 6 left in the deck. Only one not in play currently. He enters on me. Goku's plan. 5 life cards. Oh. This is a little off topic. I'm really curious if I make the play that I should make here, and I'm almost positive I don't. I think I get 2 tunnel vision. So there's a play based on what you can see right now that I should make on my relevant if this hits me. He's Goku's planning right now. Almost positive I don't make this play because I don't remember doing it. Take the 5. Captures a ball here. He has all the balls that draw cards except 1. Takes that. Goes to full, which he's already at, but he draws a play. See if you can spot the play I should make here. Wasn't that? Yep. So I should have battle plans his Piccolo's flight there. Because I don't have enough non-combat hate to make it through Lifting Drill. I have to just go for Piccolo's flight there. It's much more important there than trying to get rid of Lifting Drill, then getting rid of... Because again, I'm only getting rid of Sweeping Drill. I'm not... or Lifting Drill, I should say. And, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of that card. Focusing Drill, sorry. So I can only target Focusing Drill. I can't target his Lifting Drill. The Lifting Drill also just doesn't really matter that much. I should have hit his Piccolo's flight there. That was a mistake. I should have battle terms his Piccolo's flight. Give myself a better chance to do some damage. Uses his power. chip damage. I get a ball. I'm gonna go get 6. Debatable if I should have done that earlier rather than later. I can't remember what I have in my hand here. Lower Singer 2. All the balls are on the table. Earth Dragon Ball captures. He was debating taking it back, but he decided to just go for it. He takes 7. Trying to stack his deck because I have 6 that can end combat. Seven is huge because 7 lets you stack your deck. Truce and Trick. He's threatening Dragon Ball victory here. Goku's plans him. Yeah, Vegeta surprise defense. And he's playing a lot of Omni blocks. Goku's plans me back. I have the Black Knife Hand Strike this time. I took the damage earlier to see if I could capture a ball that he captured back from me. I mostly just didn't want to capture like 3 or 5 and then let him get it back, so I waited until he took some damage early, trying to steal a ball from him later in the combat. Surprised him with a block that he didn't know I had, but he had a block for my attack. I think we both have 16 life cards here. So yeah, you're saying it's good final, man. We're both on 16 cards. Get 1 card in his hand. I end up using this battle terms, and I just use it on the focusing drill, which really doesn't matter. I say the wrong name. I meant focusing when I said lifting. I knew what I meant. But yeah, I think that was a really big key point there. I should have gotten Piccolo's flight with the same battle terms. I just didn't see it for whatever reason. I didn't think about it. Here, I'm thinking about. I'm asking him what balls he has RFG'd. Because one thing, because he's close to winning by ball victory, but a way you can get around that is I shuffle a ball back into my deck, or put it on the bottom. I say shuffle. I put one of the balls that he captured of mine on the bottom of my deck that is in his game pile. He cannot win by ball victory if I don't play it. So I'm considering. I think the only one he has RFG'd is ball 5. If I'm not mistaken, at least of the ones that he has captured. So I'm considering putting ball 5 back. And I'm really considering putting ball 7 back. I really need to cards back on my deck. Those are the 2 I really want to put back. I consider putting 3 or 5, but the problem is that we're still low on life cards and it's really dangerous. I don't have a perfect idea of how many like attacks are left in my deck, for example. I chose ball 7 and ball 3. Okay. I think 3 might have been the ones RFG. They go on the bottom notably, so I put ball 7, then ball 3. Passes. I'm pretty sure I pass here. I end up not using ball 6. I'm gonna save it. Battle terms. Get rid of the lifting drill finally, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Almost positive Goku's physical attack here. Battle pausing on the bottom. That's the cost of playing those anti-anger cards, man. You draw them on a pivotal turn. He draws a Krillin's trick, which is huge. He enters. Steals my ball 6. End it immediately. Krillin's tricks were good for him, man. I'm debatable if they were good in the matchup. I really don't know. He has a lot more blocks and a lot more Krillin's tricks than I would want to play in my deck. Mental Energy Attack, I finally remember the name of that card. Same Mental Energy Attack, gets blocked by Mother's Touch. Dragon Ball Capture Ball 4. So he would have been very close to winning had I not put those balls on the bottom. But notably here now, it's going to be very difficult for me to win because he has ball 4 and ball 6. I believe. I can't remember who has most life cards. We were both at 16, but I don't know. I rejuvenated a couple inadvertently. There are 2 balls. I think I have like 18, and 2 of them are balls. We both have like, I have 15, he has 13 or something like that. Goku's physical, and he has another block. Truce. Ends combat. Ball 6. He had a lot of blocks. Yeah, and I Goku's plan. So again, he had it lined up pretty well. He knew exactly how many blocks he had, how many turns he had. Three, five, 6. And I think I have 10, and he has like 14. Maybe something. But, so here I'm debating if I can rejuvenate and not proc ball 4. But the problem with not, because I have a non-combat, I have a good hand that I could be like with. I guess it does, that doesn't really matter as much. It's more, I think I have battle pausing in my hand. I have some very good card. I have battle pausing things on the bottom of my deck right now. And I'm debating if I can like put more cards under my battle pausing so I actually can draw my battle pausing in the relevant combat. Like 1 or 2 life cards left and actually draw the battle pausing in the last turn. It's really tough here. Another really important thing here is I put ball 3 back, which is in his RFG, but ball 7 we both have a copy of it. I have 10. So bottom 3 cards in my deck I think are battle pausing's the bottom, and ball 3, and then ball 7 above that. The bottom 3. I decided I debated for a while. I really wanted to rejuvenate because I had Goku's physical attack there, which was interesting. Potentially rejuvenate. So he gets Goku's lucky break here, which is crazy because ball 7's still in the deck. Both of our decks, and ball 7 is viable for him to get. I put on the bottom of my deck, but he didn't RG his yet. So Goku's Lucky Break's interesting. He only has 2 cards, I believe. Maybe it's 3. 2 cards. So, like, he can Lucky Break, but he's gonna let me draw an extra card. So he rejuvenates instead. I've gotten through ball 4 successfully, but I draw Quickness Drill. Bottom card of my deck was pretty good if I remember right. Got Black Knife Hand Strike. And I enter. I absolutely have to go for this play first. I 100% agree with this play, which is I have to battle terms is Goku's Lucky Break. Need to hit ball 7, prevent ball 7 from coming in, and hope he didn't draw. Ask me how many cards. 7 or 8. 7. He has like 10 maybe? 9? 8? I can't remember. He has ball 7. It's tough. I really don't know that I could have beaten ball 7 there. I really needed him to not draw it. If he did not draw it, I think I had a chance to win there, basically. The bottom card of my deck is Tien's Physical Attack. He puts Physical Resistance. That's how many cards I had left. I think it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. Bottom 3 are the 2 balls, and ball 7's dead in my deck now, and Battle Pausing. And ball 3, which is really dead also because I don't have enough cards under it to do anything. We get Goku's Plan. Vegeta's Physical Resistance. And Goku's Attack. Got a Physical Attack for 5, Energy Attack for 5, and stop all physical attacks. I discard my Goku's Attack because it's not going to do anything into the Vegeta's Physical Resistance. I discard our Dragon Ball Combat and Black Knife Hand Strike. I believe the card in my hand is also Vegeta's Physical Resistance. I draw 1 for Coordination Drill, I draw 3 here. Draw Tien's Physical Attack, but I know he has a stop all for that, so it doesn't matter. He leads on Goku's Plan. And I don't have a block for it, so I die. So I had 2 physical blocks in my hand. I had Vegeta's Physical Resistance, and I had... That was the one I kept. But he had me covered in Smother. He had Nappa's Energy Aura that he held, and then he had Vegeta's Physical Resistance, which he put on top with ball 7, and then he had a Physical Attack and an Energy Attack, so he literally had it perfectly wrapped up. I would have had to have had an Energy block. Black Knife Hand Strike could have done it, but the problem was I needed to keep Physical Resistance, because I know he's a physical attacking deck. So I had to draw another Black Knife Hand Strike, which I just didn't think I had another copy of my deck. I think they're all gone. It was a close game, man. I think it came down to 2 really important plays in this game for me that ended up losing it. I think number 1 was I needed to recognize that he had Lifting Drill and that the Goku's Capturing Drill didn't matter, that I kept after that huge combat where we both drew I drew a shitload of cards and did a fuckload of damage, and then put ball 4 in play. I needed to recognize that I was going to level, and that the level was going to make it so that I couldn't protect my drills that way. And then I needed to realize that the knee pick drill was worth protecting in that way, but I leveled out of it, so that was a mistake. And then importantly, the other problem was he had Lifting Drill in play, and the Capturing Drill really doesn't get as much value as the knee pick drill does out of 1 extra combat with it. So like protecting that for a turn was not worth it, and then it ended up being that I didn't even enter combat that turn anyways, that I forced him to pass with ball 4, and I drew a bunch of non-combats and didn't even attack, so it didn't matter. And he ended up lifting drilling away my Goku's capture drill. And if I just kept Earth Dragon Ball capture, I could have potentially played a little rope-a-dope where I took a bunch of damage in, and then Earth Dragon Ball captured right when I thought he was out of attacks, stole ball 3 back, and tried to hit him back and steal a few more balls back. I think if I'd managed to do that, I could have been in a better shot. Then I think the very last problem I ended up having was I didn't recognize that I should be saying battle terms in Piccolo's flight. I knew it was there, and I just hoped I had enough attacks to get through, but he had exactly enough stops for all my attacks that turn. And he had a couple extra attacks that I couldn't stop. So it really came down to those 2 big pivotal plays. I got up to a really big lead in this game. I had that one combat where I did probably 20 life cards of damage because I just kept capturing balls, but I just made a couple mistakes and let it really him. He played very, very well, Dillon. He played super well and really clawed back into it, for sure. So props off to Dillon, man. We were both on Goku beats, but one of us was energy, one of us was physical. Yeah, I'll make a deck tech later when I'm less tired, and I will make a sort of like a recap of the format video separate than that. I think the deck tech being nice and small will be more digestible, and then people who really want to dig in and listen to me ramble about a fucking format from the year 2000, a 22-year-old format that didn't even ever exist because the rules were different and the ban list was different back then. So this format was like basically its own new thing, but I'll talk about that more in depth later. I had a great time, and thanks everyone for watching.